to happen. Oh, that one too? Yeah. Okay. It's 10:31. I didn't know. Yeah. No, go for it. Go for it. I'm gonna make an announcement. Good morning, USG. For those of you who didn't hear this already, the way we're doing this sermon today is I'm going to be taking questions about my time in Minneapolis, and there's index cards and pencils available at the back of the sanctuary and also up front here, and then the ushers will collect those questions during the offertory, and I'll take a glance at them before the sermon portion of the service. So if you have questions, burning questions, write them down and throw them in the usher basket, and ask around. I kind of distributed pencils and index cards, so you may have to talk to a stranger to ask if they have something for you. So, oh no. What am I supposed to say? I don't think I need that. So quiet. Everyone got very quiet. Concentrating. Thinking hard. Yeah, I asked them to focus on their questions for the service, but I think we're right, so. Oh, do we need this down for service? Okay. Can we do without it, you think, or? Yeah, as that's the only one. No, we shall be known as the end. Yeah. Okay.
Good morning. Ministries. Welcome to Unitarian Society of Germantown. I invite you to rise in body or spirit for our opening hymn, Let the Life I Lead. And it's your favorite kind of thing where you don't get any words. I'm just going to tell them to you. Let the life I lead speak for me. Let the life I lead speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead speak for me. Please rise. I lead, speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead speak for me. Let the friends I have, let the friends I have speak for me. Let the friends I have speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead, friends I have speak for me. Let the work I do, let the work I do speak for me. Let the work I do speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the work I do, speak for me. Let the love I share, speak for me. Let the love I share speak for me. When I'm lying in my grave and there's nothing more to say, let the love I share speak for me. Let the songs I sing, when I'm lying in my grave, when I'm lying in my grave, and there's nothing more to say, let the life I lead. You sound exquisite this morning. Please be seated.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Society of Germantown. My name is Rob Seitz, and my pronouns are he, him. We are a Unitarian Universalist congregation, and we are here to support one another as we grow our hearts, minds, and souls. We affirm that another world is possible. Every Sunday, we celebrate the gift of life, and we are honored that you have joined us this morning. I'm glad everybody made it here safely. You are welcome here just as you are, no matter your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, your class, family structure, employment status, or your health and ability.
That's supposed to be happening.
All right, I was like, okay. Like, should I pause or?
No,
All right.
it'll finish in a sec.
As Unitarian Universalists, we are diverse in our spiritual beliefs, ritual observances, and philosophical frameworks. Some of us are atheists, some are agnostics, some believe in God or even gods and goddesses, but all of us put love at the center of our lives. All are invited to join us in that common purpose. You are also welcome to join us for lunch after the service. Today, we will share falafel, salad, hummus, and chicken with rice from Al-Sham. If you are visiting us for the first time, please find your way to the welcome table where Carla can answer your questions or set you up with a name tag. Being able to greet one another by name is vital for building community. If you came with children today, please take a Children's Spiritual Development or CSD guide from the welcome table. There is also a nursery for infants and crawlers at the back of the sanctuary through those back doors. And just down the hall through this side door is the wiggle room for toddlers, which is full of toys and supervised by our staff. Please know that the main way to find out about this community and what we are doing each and every week is to subscribe to our newsletter, The Communicator. You can scan the QR code in your order of service to add your name to our distribution list. Read it each week to find out how you can plug in and help out. All right. For announcements, we've got 4 announcements. Just so you're ready. After worship today, we are starting our newcomer series, a 4-part class designed to help folks walk the path towards deeper sense of belonging here at USG. If you are curious about our building, the history of it, the architecture, how we use it as a community resource, meet Paula in the narthex at 12 p.m. Paula, are you here? Can you raise your hand? Behind you. Oh, Paula. There's Paula. And narthex, that's a vocab word for me. What's the narthex?
That's a big hallway at the back of it.
All right, at 12 p.m. Next Sunday, February 8th, the Board of Trustees will hold a listening circle designed to help facilitate increased transparency and dialogue between the membership and our elected leaders. Come be a part of this if you have things to share with the board. There's a 4 Agreements book group that starts Tuesday, February 3rd. Find the link to register in the communicator. And announcement number 4. Please note that this past week, many of you received scam emails and texts from Reverend Hannah, but they were not from Reverend Hannah. She will never ask you for gift cards, and she will never sign off her emails with blessings. Always be sure if it seems fishy to check with the office. And now, as we deepen into worship, I ask that you silence your cell phones, but not your children. Their sounds are welcome here.
I would never sign off blessings, so that's your tip-off. Our call to worship today comes from the poet Marge Piercy. It's called The Low Road. What can they do to you? Whatever they want. They can set you up, they can bust you, they can break your fingers, they can burn your brain with electricity, blur you with drugs till you can't walk, can't remember. They can take your child and wall up your lover. They can do anything you can't stop them from doing. So how can you stop them? Alone, you can fight. You can refuse. You can take what revenge you can, but they roll over you. But 2 people fighting back to back can cut through a mob. A snake dancing file can break a cordon. An army can meet an army. 2 people can keep each other sane, can give support, conviction, love, massage, hope, sex. 3 people are a delegation, a committee, a wedge. With 4, you can play bridge and start an organization. With 6, you can rent a whole house, eat pie for dinner with no seconds, and hold a fundraising party. 12 make a demonstration. 100 fill a hall. 1,000 have solidarity and their own newsletter. 10,000 power and your own paper. 100,000 your own media. 10 million your own country. It goes on one at a time. It starts when you care to act. It starts when you do it again and they said no. And it starts when you say we, and you know who you mean. And each day, you mean one more.
I want to invite up Brenda to light our chalice today. It's the symbol of our shared Unitarian Universalist faith. We join with congregations around the country and the world in our ritual lighting. Please read with me the words printed in your order of service. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
If you signed the membership book this morning, I invite you to come on up and stand on the stairs here in a single file. And Adrian, would you come up now to help me with the flowers? So I'm going to ask each of you to take the microphone from me and share loudly your name and your pronouns into it and pass it along.
My name's Marielle. My name's Marielle, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name's Francesca, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Lisa, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Emily, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Galadriel, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Minnie, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Evelyn or Wallace, and my pronouns are they, them.
My name is Joe, and my pronouns are they, them.
Gwen, she, her.
Stormy, she, they.
Nuela, she, her.
Thanks, Adrian, for helping along. So today we welcome into membership at the Unitarian Society of Germantown 11 people who have found in our community a spiritual home. And look at the average age. Becoming a member is a choice, one made in a long and majestic history of Unitarian Universalist theology of personal responsibility and freedom of religion. Membership is a declaration of belonging. The poet John O'Donohue says, "Belonging is the living and passionate presence of the soul. Belonging is the heart and warmth of intimacy. Our life's journey is the task of refining our belonging so that it may become more true, loving, good, and free." Nuela, Stormy, Gwen, Joe, Evelyn Wallace, Minnie, Galadriel, Lisa, Emily, Francesca, and Marielle. We welcome you, and in this place may your spirit continue to become more true, more loving, more good, and more free. Carla, as our board president, I invite you to help.
Good morning. Each new member offers us a chance to draw the circle of this community wider. Would each member of this congregation please stand as you are able? Do you, as members of this congregation, promise to welcome as you were welcomed, to support as you were supported, love as you have been loved? Please say, "We do." We do. Do you, as our newest members, promise to offer of yourselves, your stories, your gifts, and the work of building the beloved community? Please say, "We do."
We do. Into this congregation, these new members are enfolded. May this congregation nurture and challenge them, offer them comfort and guidance, and call forth the best within them. May they in turn bring energy, vision, and commitment, leading us ever closer to the community we strive to be. So let us sing together now. And our children, you're going to head to your CSD classes while we sing. You're going to head out through the door like you usually do after the Time for All Ages. And we are singing, I believe, number 349. We gather together. So please rise and body your spirit, everyone, to sing number 349, We Gather Together. New members, welcome, and you can take your seats. Yeah, you don't have to sing up here.
Together in joyful thanksgiving.
For those of you that follow the Wheel of the Year, astrology, or astronomical events, you might already know that today marks the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. In Ireland and European pagan and goddess traditions, today is known as Imbolc, or Bridget's Day, and for Catholics who adopted the goddess Bridget into Saint Bridget, it is her feast day. At this time, we are slowly gaining more sunlight, and although it might be hard to notice under this cover of ice and snow, the first signs of spring are beginning to emerge. Already, small leaf buds are emerging on tree branches, and the sounds of birds are returning. But if you're like me, you might alternate between feeling cozy and warm inside and feeling restless and impatient for the return of warmer days and more time spent outside. Looking at the world around us, you might also feel a sense of urgency that things need to change and they need to change now. In times like this, I remind myself that the wheel is turning. It is carrying us forward, whether we're ready or not. I don't mean to say that we need to merely wait things out, but that it's time to prepare. Literally and metaphorically, Imbolc is the time for us to plan our gardens, a time to mend, organize, observe, and release. Remember, the snow will melt, it will water the roots, and new things will grow. In the words of Sam Cooke's civil rights anthem, a change is gonna come. This week, we share the plate with Juntos, a community-led Latin, that's a gender-neutral term for Latina and Latino, immigrant organization that believes that every human being has the right to a quality education and the freedom to live with dignity, regardless of immigration status. Juntos has been at the forefront of the recent organizing to get the City Council to pass protections against ICE, civil rights violations, and they run the citywide hotline for ICE Watch. Please help us meet the moment with your generosity. Directions for giving via text can be found in your order of service. Cash and checks can be dropped in the plates as ushers pass by.
You can also drop your questions for me in the plate as the ushers pass by. That's how I'll collect them. Thank you.
You may notice a theme with the songs that we're singing today. That we sang most of them on a certain weekend in November. We sing most of these songs when something feels wrong in the world. And you've heard this one before, so if you know the words, please sing along. I am open and I am willing, for to be hopeless would seem so strange. It dishonors those who go before us, so lift me up to the light of change. There is hurting in my family, There is sorrow in my town. There is panic in the nation. There is wailing the whole world round. But I am open and I am willing for to be hopeless.
It seems so strange. It dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
May the children see more clearly. May the elders be more wise. May the winds of change caress us, even though it burns our eyes. For I am open.
And I am willing for to be hopeless. What seems so strange, it dishonors those who go before us. So lift me up to the light of change.
Give me a mighty oak to hold my confusion. Give me a desert to hold my fears. Give me a sunset to hold my wonder. Give me an ocean to hold my tears.
I invite you into a posture of prayer or meditation at this time as we center down and find stillness in our bodies. Focus on your breath. Let your shoulders come down. Let your jaw relax. In the name of all that we call holy, we gather up our will today. We gather up our rage and our tears and our big, scared feelings of overwhelm, the tide that threatens to pull us under. We are thinking of ourselves today, all that we have wanted from life but been denied, the ways everyone and everything can let us down, falling short of what we need, what we desire, what we deserve. Allow us to return to softness as we remember now. We are all trying and failing and trying again, doing what we can where we can. Allow us to return to compassion for ourselves and others. We are thinking of our neighbors today, our beloved community members like Stephanie Weber, whose mother, Marietta Tanner, passed away, longtime beloved member of USG. Like Louise Lisi, whose daughter is recovering from a broken leg. Like all those in Germantown and Mount Airy who live in fear of unlawful deportation, scared to leave their homes, take their kids to school, go to work. Let us bind them up in our attention, all our hearts turn towards these and all those we know and don't know in wishing and hoping for resolution. Let them know they can rest here and we will hold them. We are praying for the world today, a world which feels on the precipice of a new order, unknowable, unpredictable. We feel called to find safety and steady ourselves wherever we can. Encourage us to return to our values of interdependence. We belong to one another. We belong together. Remind us that we are necessary to one another, key to surviving and thriving. Let us prepare ourselves now for our monthly ritual of joys and sorrows. Let us process, moving our bodies through the sanctuary until we reach the front. I ask that you pick up a smooth stone for your joy or a rough stone for your lamentation, letting it become imbued with your prayers. There is room for all kinds of prayers in our bowls, each stone, each pebble a prayer made material. Let it be held in the community, and let you go forth knowing you are not alone. May it be so, and amen.
Reverend Hannah will also place one smooth stone and one pebble into the water on behalf of all those joining us online. Please remain seated and join in singing, "I Am Sending You Light." Number.
Light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter where you go, no matter where you've been, you'll never walk alone. I feel you deep within. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. No matter what you feel or what you choose to show, I'm always there for you, and so I want you to know. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I walk the path with you. Go slow, dear one, don't hurry. I'll go just like you need to go. There is no need to worry. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love. I am sending you light to heal you, to hold you. I am sending you light to hold you in love.
Okay. So the first thing I'll do is a little bit of context setting. I've lost track of time, but about 2 weeks ago, an organization in Minnesota called March, which is a multi-faith interreligious organization, put out a call for clergy to come to the city, across the country, for clergy to come. And they hoped 300 would come, and around 1,000 did. And I'll tell you that of those that I saw there, I think UUs made up about 25%. So it was I was very proud. It was a very proud showing on behalf of Unitarian Universalism. A lot of UU clergy came. Some of you may have seen some of the actions that we engaged in on the internet. Probably the one that got the most good press was an action at the airport. There was basically they prayed at the Twin Cities airport, and a bunch of clergy, local clergy, were arrested. And it was powerful. It was super powerful. There were also a bunch of actions at Target. Target is headquartered in Minneapolis. I think it's the largest Fortune 500 company located in Minneapolis, and they have been allowing ICE to use their properties as staging areas. And they've also been allowing ICE to take employees from the store. And so now there is a nationwide campaign to pressure ICE to sever their relationship. To pressure Target to sever their relationship with ICE. So you will probably see in the coming weeks more actions at Targets, both locally and in the Twin Cities. Okay, so a lot of your questions, some other context setting that address some of your questions. One question asked was, did you see protesters behaving peacefully? And one of the things I want to level set with everybody is, they are not protesting, they are resisting an occupation. There are over 3,000 ICE agents in the Twin Cities, and there are 600 cops on the Minneapolis police force. To give you an idea of the scale of, the city thinks that they need 600 cops, and the federal government has sent in 3,000 ICE agents. There is a towing moratorium in the city because there are cars left unattended in the middle of the street all the time because people are being ripped from their cars as they drive around the city. Yeah, with cars running. Yeah. And sometimes children in the back seat. I have never been to Palestine. I have never been to an occupied territory. It is as close to a war zone as I can think I have ever been in. It is creepy. No one is out. Every home has a sign up that says, like, federal agents not welcome here. Every restaurant, every cafe has a sign in the door that says ICE not allowed in. The temperatures notwithstanding, the city is like completely shut down. And there are like barricades everywhere with barbed wire. On the night that I got there on Thursday night, I went with some friends to check out the Whipple building, which is the federal building where ICE detainees are being taken. And there's a perimeter, there is a barricaded perimeter around the building that feels like something out of a war zone. First of all, it's covered in like graffiti. And it's a huge, you can't even get close to the building to protest. And we went at like 9 o'clock at night, and it was at that point, I think the wind chill was like -30. And there were people there protesting in their suits with their eyelashes covered in ice and their beards covered in ice. And I'm trying to look around if there are any small children here, because I'm going to use profanity. Most of those protesters who were there at 9 o'clock at night on a Thursday night were men from Minnesota who decided their best use of energy, which I loved, was to chirp at every single ICE agent who drove in and out, like, "You've never been laid," or "You drive an ugly car," or "Die Nazi scum." And it was really interesting. That was what they could do. They were like, "My wife's at home taking care of the kids, and this is what I wanted to do right now." And they each have a bullhorn. And I, at first, was sort of like, this is such a weird use of your energy. But honestly, decreasing morale amongst the ICE agents feels really important. And maintaining a sense of resistance, at every turn, feels really important. They are releasing people from the federal building in the middle of the night into the woods without shoes on, which is in Minnesota a death sentence. Volunteers are finding people in the woods, wandering around with injuries. So, and there is a sense that one of the questions someone asked was like, is the media portraying it accurately? No, because it's terrifying. I did not interact with any ICE while I was there. I interacted with local cops and with Target security. But I spent Friday morning with a rabbi friend of mine who's on the ground there working, and I can tell you a little bit about the hyper-local community networks that are springing up there, which is, I think, the thing that is most important to know. The city is basically on lockdown, and you are either hiding because you're a target, or you are organizing to protect those who are hiding. Schools are closed. Lots and lots of schools are closed. There are not enough teachers showing up. There are not enough kids showing up. There are local patrols around every house of worship. People are putting car seats in their cars who don't have children, because there's a lot of driving children around to doctor's appointments their parents can't take them to play dates to see other children because they've been trapped inside and their parents can't take them. The way that the surveillance culture works in Minnesota right now is, my voice is getting shaky, so just bear with me if I don't make it through all of this without crying. You can either be a part of ICE Watch or you can be a part of mutual aid, but it's not safe to do both. So my friend, the rabbi who I was telling you about, they have 2 cars in their house. One car they take for surveillance, and one car they do mutual aid in. They do not take the car for ICE Watch out for anything other than that, because ICE agents followed them home, took videos of their house, took videos of their car, and said, now you're in our database. We know who you are. So that car is not used to transport children around. That car is just used for ICE Watch. Everyone I encountered who lives in Minneapolis is deeply traumatized. They look awful. They have dark circles under their eyes. They are haggard and exhausted, and their nervous systems are frayed beyond anything I have experienced. When I got home, how many of you are familiar with like secondary trauma? Which is the idea that like you kind of, trauma sort of like emanates off of you, and even if you're not the one directly experiencing it, you still kind of passively absorb it from the person who is experiencing it directly. I was a wreck when I got home, and I thought I was fine while I was there. I landed in Philadelphia an hour before Alex Preddy was murdered, two blocks from where I had spent all day Friday, and I spent most of Saturday deeply dysregulated, crying off and on, thinking I needed to take a nap, but like not able to sleep, hungry but couldn't eat. I couldn't focus on my children. I was just on my phone. And it took me like 3 days to come down from that. And I was there for 48 hours. Like, people who are living there are deeply, deeply traumatized. They will never be the same. And all I thought when I got back was, I do not want this for Philadelphia. I do not want this for our neighborhoods. I do not want this for my neighbors. I do not want this for my beloveds. And to be honest with you, I don't want to lead you through that. I don't want to be a leader through that. It sounds awful. So some of the other things that you guys had questions about were like, what can you do now, maybe to prepare, or and I think Minneapolis is a really different city than Philadelphia. First of all, it's much smaller. You can basically get from one side of the city to another in 15 to 20 minutes, which means that it is a lot easier to to build rapid response networks in a city of that size. So it means that in Philadelphia, it's going to have to be more neighborhood by neighborhood for us to get organized. And one thing you will learn is that even if you think that nobody in your neighborhood is a target, they are living everywhere. Undocumented people live everywhere, and it's not just undocumented people who are a target. So if you think that you aren't necessarily living amongst folks who might be under scrutiny by ICE, that's just simply not true. And the first thing you can do is know everybody on your block. Know everybody who lives in your building. Get on Signal, which is an encrypted messaging system that you can download on your phone. That is how you can communicate with people. No, it's good. It's good. And, you know, appoint yourself the block captain. You don't have to do anything other than the biggest, scariest first step is like going door to door and being like, hi, I'm Hannah. And I just want to make sure you know who I am. And maybe sometime I'll have everybody on the block over for coffee. The people in Minneapolis who are doing the mutual aid are not extraordinary people. They're really, really ordinary people who have never done this before. And one of the things, I sat on a panel, or I attended a panel on Thursday of folks doing organizing. And one of the things that they talked about was that the moment, the urgency of the moment has meant that people are really being handed a task and said, I can't help you figure it out, you just gotta go do it. Like, here's a list of 5 homes that have given us their grocery lists, and I have a million other things to do. I need you to figure out how to get them groceries. And you just have to do it. And one of the things I was talking to a friend about after was like, there's such this unbelievable Venn diagram of dystopia happening in the Twin Cities and utopia. Time from kidnap to deportation is around 3 hours in Minnesota. They are fast tracking it because if they cannot get you an in-state lawyer, your chances of being released are very minimal. So you are on a plane, oftentimes within 3 hours of being removed from your home or your car. So the legal system is really, really at capacity. Like, lawyers working on behalf of folks are at capacity. Which also begs the question about these detention facilities. And I know that some of you it might seem extreme for me to say, but I think they are concentration camps. There is no oversight. There is no one there. There are children there. They will not let people in. And they've been built specifically for this purpose. I don't know what else you call them. For the federal government to round up people that they don't like and put them elsewhere, far away from public view. So I do think there is a degree of like everybody getting up to speed about what it is that we're talking about here. So getting to know one another is really, really essential. Getting to know your neighbors, getting on an encrypted platform for messaging. Recurring donations are another thing I heard a lot from Minneapolis, like setting up ongoing, $10 a week, $50 a month. That really helps them stay sustainable, especially like these immigrant-run organizations. They really need like an ongoing flow of cash to make sure. The other thing that you'll see is there's a rent crisis happening because people can't work. And so they can't make rent, and they face eviction in Minnesota winter. And so there is a huge network of Venmo payments happening to distribute funds for people to make rent. That's also happening in Portland, Maine right now, too. And it has also happened in Los Angeles and Chicago. I mean, Minnesota is really like very, very, very intense, but this is happening. has been happening. And I'll let you know that about 100 people are being deported from Philadelphia every week. Most of that is happening at the courthouses. They show up for their required check-in, and they are deported. So one of the things I want to disabuse you of the notion of is how many of you saw the press conference with Sheriff Bilal being like, you don't want this smoke? Those are her jurisdiction. She allows that to happen. That is all talk. So be cynical about our electeds in Philadelphia, okay? The other week I did an action, I don't know how many of you saw, but there were a group of clergy that stood in front of an ICE vehicle like a couple Tuesdays ago. Again, I don't know what time it is anymore. And I watched the Philadelphia Police Department collude with ICE to get us to move. And there's been a lot of talk about Philadelphia Police Department not colluding with ICE. And I watched them do it. So that's all to say, again, we are in a time of deep, deep distrust of institutions. I think most of you, I'm looking around, I feel like most of you probably have been walking this path of distrust about law enforcement for a while. I mean, now it's time to get really serious about it. And one of the reasons we use this phrase, abolish ICE, right? It is rotten at the core. It cannot be reformed into something humane. All of those people are pardoned January 6th Proud Boys. Like, they are neo-Nazis. They are not, and I will tell you one of the things that I spent the most time crying about when I got home. And it really tests your faith. They want me dead. They want you dead. They want to rape you and murder you and get away with it. And I have felt my faith tested in Unitarian Universalism more so since I got back than ever before. There is hate in their heart. There is hate in their heart. And I decided that was like, well, I'm just gonna choose to believe because I don't want to live in a world where I don't choose to believe. That another way is possible, that goodness can be nurtured in each of us, that redemption is accessible to all. I'm just gonna choose to keep on that path because I don't want to live the other way. But I did spend a lot of time crying about, like, what is this world I have brought my children into? And I am reminded again and again that there are communities in this country that have been living under fascism for a long time. There is a reason the Black Panther Party exists. And we've seen there's like a bit of a funny, farcical thing happening with the Black Panthers right now in Philadelphia, right? But particularly African Americans in America have been subject to very tight control by the government for a very long time. Where they can live, where they can work, how they can show up, who they can marry, who they can love, whether or not they're allowed to live just doing their ordinary business. And so I really encourage us. The other thing I saw a lot in Minnesota is indigenous Native people have a lot of wisdom to contribute to this as well. Again, another group of people who have been living under occupation since we arrived in the 1600s. And Minneapolis, I had never been to Minneapolis. There's a lot of indigeneity in Minneapolis. We got a lot of lessons from Native people in Native language. Like, it's different than Philadelphia that way. It was very cool and very moving, deeply moving to watch how people have fought and held on to their sense of Native identity. So again, I think that for white people, this is really like a real-time exercise in getting brave. I feel like as a woman, I've been maybe slowly getting accustomed to this over the years. As a queer person, I've slowly been getting accustomed to this over the years. But I will tell you, I have never been so scared. And I've done a lot of direct action. I've been arrested like 8 times in my life. And I've blocked bridges, I've blocked highways, I've gone toe-to-toe with state troopers. And I've never been so scared. Because they will kill you. And this is a truth that other communities have contended with for a long time, and they still insist on joy. They still insist on community coming together, and they're organized, they're disciplined, and they love hard. So that was one of the things I felt very deeply, I feel very humbled by my own learning curve. I think all of us should be humbled by our own learning curves here. Folks who are like, oh my God, there are people in our neighborhoods and in our city who have been living like this for a long time. And we should look to them. One of the reasons that Minneapolis is surviving as well as they are is that they've been organized for a while. They got really, really organized during the pandemic and during the George Floyd uprising. So a lot of those networks were dormant and have been reawakened. And it made me think about, like, what did we learn during the pandemic, too? What sort of networks still exist that we can rely on? I was part of a group that started a movement chaplaincy work during the uprising, the Black Lives Matter uprising in Philadelphia, and one of the things I asked one of the panel members was like, what are you seeing churches do that feel unique to what churches can do? And thinking about like what we can bring back here. And one of the things she said was, I said in particular, how do I use my building? How do I use my space? I feel clear about how to talk to all of you and how to mobilize you and how to give you hope and song and prayer and food. But I feel less sure about like, how do I use this physical resource we have that you all have taken such good care of over the years? And one of the things she said, which made me laugh, because you'll know me, this is like not anything I would ever avail myself of, but she was like, people are desperate for free yoga, free massage, free Reiki, free therapy, free nourishment, wellness spaces where people can go and get their nervous systems regulated. And I have seen churches devote almost all of their free space to that, to allowing for people to come in and offer free spiritual wellness support. And she was like, and people take them up on it. Those spaces are full of people who want to do that stuff. So that made me think a lot about how we could use our space. The other thing she talked about was food distribution. People need large spaces to pack lots of boxes. And all I could think of was our MLK Day of Service. And I was like, my people know how to do that. My people know how to do that. So I'm looking at the time. We should wrap things up. I'm not really sure how to close out. I do think that I hate to say this, but one of the lessons we got a lot over and over in Minneapolis was like, this is not going anywhere. This is years in the making, and so it will be years in the undoing. And someone asked a question about like, how do you balance your time? And I think, I don't know. I think you have to find a rhythm that works for you. And it helps when more and more people get involved. To take down an authoritarian regime requires mass mobilization on a sustained basis over years. So the sort of thing where it's like every Saturday you're calling up your friends and you're like, where are we marching today? That's going to be like your life for the next 3 years. sort of thing. I think where you can think about what gifts you have to give. Someone, I think, asked about like creativity. So much art. Like puppets. I love the puppets. I was thinking about Spiral Q. Singing. So much singing in the streets. Yeah, signs and art everywhere. I mean, how many of you saw, I think it was in LA, there was like an art installation. I mean, it was like a guerrilla art installation that went up in LA against like a big building, and it was an ICE agent firing a gun, and it was like our mothers, our children, our humanity, our country. Raise your hand if you saw that. Okay. It was on the White House too? Yeah, like, I mean, not to put a silver lining in anything, but usually we're gonna get some great art out of this. Like, you know, fascist regimes create some really cool art, resistance art. So think about art, theater, and little ways to resist. Yeah. I'm gone. So what's the right way to close here? Okay. Please rise in body or spirit. We're gonna sing, and I want just the singing is really, really good. The singing is so good. It's so good for your nervous system to sing. It stimulates your vagus nerve, and that just like helps your whole parasympathetic system like reset. So I really want us to become a congregation that sings with our whole chests. Like you really, even if you think you sound terrible, it's good for you. So just sound terrible and know that it's good for you, okay? And it's gonna keep you in it. Yes, Debbie. Oh. Okay. Well, I'll let, yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll continue to sit here. Is that where do you want me, Deb? Okay. Come down, okay. And then, do we have lyrics on the screen for this one? Okay, cool.
Halfway.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who shall be known by the ones who circle round to these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap seeds of change alive from deep within the earth.
she coming? She's coming down the side. Thank you, Brenda. As we extinguish the chalice, please join me in the words printed in your order of service or up on the screen. We extinguish our chalice, but the flame remains in us as we live into the mission of this congregation, building beloved community with compassion, service, and empowerment.
One of the other things we learned was that we're at an important inflection point. We can still gather like this. I can still be at the front telling you about it. And this is the great turning. And we will learn to lead in love through it. There is still a crack in the door, and we are going to wedge our way through it. But now's the time. And there's about to be so many people coming to UU Church. So get excited about that. Figure out how we can turn everybody out and in. And we're going to do it together. If you have not heard it this week, I love you. You are loved. You are right where you are supposed to be. And somehow, we will choose to believe in the goodness that can be. We will urge each other on and forward and towards a world transformed by our care. May it be so, and amen. Amen.